Okay, I'm gonna be honest with all of you, and I said this before because I actually did do a little bit of a review beforehand. But yeah, and I said this already in DeviantArt, Facebook, Instagram, and blah blah multiple times. But yeah, 2020 sucked. I don't think it was too bad, but 2020 so far through, well, literally 2020 really did not fit many people's agenda. Many people were trapped in their houses due to COVID-19. People died because of COVID-19 and other things, but we're not going to get into that. Presidential election and how stressful and fucked up that was, literally. Like, even if you're on different sides of whatever side you're on with politics, both of you can agree it was pretty much fucked up with how the voting went, and pretty much, a lot of just drama all over the place. Heck, for me, I think 2020 is worse because I went through buttload of crap. I had to move into this new house, which wasn't bad. I won't say it's bad, but having the stress going through that really was. Not to mention going through a lot of things like me being furloughed and me almost, I can't really say it now because I'm worried that next thing you know, cops are going to come in here like you know what. So, and all that. Plus, also the fact that I had to delete my second channel. The fact that this whole scenario of me versus these several YouTubers we all know and love that, I really hate to death. We know them, And it's been a very rough year for me and for you guys. I mean, me personally, I think this actually was this is definitely a very interesting way to start off the next century of, the new 20s. And boy, it sucked. But, however, that doesn't mean 2020 really wasn't too bad. There were a lot good. I mean, heck, there's tons of great and good content that happened to me. I mean, that's why. Hold on. Sorry about that. That's just a guy going into the woods. That's one of our neighbors. He goes into the woods and, nature walks. I'm trying to make sure, and that's the worst part because I'm trying to make sure since now I'm using this format, he goes in there every day apparently. Luckily, he didn't make me panic, but boy, when I started doing my rough cuts, he came in there. But anyways, back to the point. Point is, there has been literally a lot of good stuff that happened in 2020. But since everyone was so fortunately negative to the point of Cuckooville, didn't have been shattered. And I had my own. To me, I try to think positive a lot, and that kind of worked because even though this year sucked, at least I still had a good time this year. In fact, there's at least the top 5 things that made me happy this year. That's a very, the good things that really happened to me. Now, before I continue, I want to point out this is my list of my own top 5 thingy. And, I'm going to try to make sure I reword it because obviously my own opinions are not the same as you guys'. In fact, there's probably better things that made you happy this year. But to be fair, you guys know what you're clicking on. And if this video does make you feel good, then good, because that's the whole point of this video. Because the thing is, while we're moving to 21, and hopefully it's not that bad, we need to look back on at least some of the good stuff at 2020. And I'm looking back on my own good stuff that happened to me. So let's begin with this top 5 list. And by the way, again, this is a sloppy list, so I could mix the numbers wrong. But at this point, what's on the list is official, and this may not be even a top 5. But, let's just do this anyways. Let's do it.
용서해요 당신을 알지 못했던 날 당신이 가고 나서야 알게
Okay, so yeah, the first anchor scene is a little bit hypocritical because this movie in question isn't really happy. Like it's even you can kind of see why I put this on number five. But this number five is actually pretty interesting. So the movie you just saw was the South Korean. Thank you, my mind. I need to make sure I get that right. But it's a Korean film called Padak that was actually not even introduced this year. It was actually introduced back in 2012. The reason why I'm putting this on the list is because this year many people discover it during their time. Now, why on earth am I putting this on the list? Well, because it was actually a pretty well done film. Yes, it is pretty dark, but when I first ran into it through Steven's review, which was the first person, and then later on Saberspark did a video on it, which I'll link down in the description below. It's actually a pretty well done film. Yes, it's maybe a little bit too dark. Trust me, this is not even from our censorship view, so just to let you know. But it's nothing too bad major. It's just a lot of fish blood. Just saying that. But it's very interesting, and Padak really kind of actually reflects a little bit of this year. And it really is a good film. Like, I was stunned of what I saw through both the reviews and literally after watching the film itself. I gotta say, for the record, it's a pretty good film. In fact, I'm gonna try once I get this video uploaded, I'm gonna try to in the subscription find the full link video of it. Though due to probably copyrights, I don't know if it's going to be taken out or not. I don't know, but it's a pretty good film. If you do come across it, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty solid film, and I highly recommend people watch it. I will say it's not a happy film again. This is actually a very serious film, and it's pretty interesting. And I highly recommend you guys watch Sabersparks and Steven's review on both. They're both their reviews. I'll send a link down in the description down below for their videos on that, because it really does show how much this movie is and explains what the heck goes on in the film. And yeah, I really recommend you watch the film first before looking at the reviews, because they give out spoilers, and it's definitely a great film. I actually liked it. And it also introduced me to Steven Reviews, a channel which I subscribe to. So pretty good.
feels good. Some things that make Grant feel good are digging holes and finding the perfect tones, vibration patterns, gauging all the stars at night. Grant wishes that you just leave me. Time's a ticking, there's no sleeping. Whose life is Grant really leading? Grant feels so good, he must be cheating.
Yep, it's number 4 is a little bit interesting. So, as you guys already know, or at least now, I've been trying to get back into it, but as already stated earlier in this video, literally at the beginning, one of the things that really upset me this year was the fact that my Dark Party channel, and pretty much this year entirely, was me going to war with, Nexpo, Dad, and Nightmine. And literally destroying my favoritism towards ARGs. Because ARGs, to me, as of now, I'm okay. But back then, it really destroyed me, and I didn't want to do nothing to ARGs. That is until, even before I deleted my Dark Party channel, I discovered Greg. I meant not Greg, or Grant. GPReeds, there you go. GPReeds. Really, I am very happy that I discovered GPReeds, and after my Dark Party, I am so happy that him and the people with him, they're a really good community, I gotta say, and I'm really upset that no one, other than me, I'm pretty much the only person so far I can see myself, although there's probably others, don't hit me towards it, but for now, I see I'm the only person who talks about his ARGs, about, Anami and all that, and really, other than that, GPReeds is a very good person. He seemed very kind. I mean, it was thanks to him and his group of friends to make me realize my major mistake of, why things happen. And I gotten a lot better because now, as you guys pretty much figured out, I'm no longer I'm literally cutting off ties and just now ignoring, Nightmind, Nexpo, and Dad. I'm still keeping an eye on them, of course, just in case. But really, even then, I'm just not even going to touch their community anymore because, it really does help me to know that there are people, and Grant was really good, and his ARG is very well done. Like, it's very much like what you expect for someone who doesn't even have a great budget like those other ARGs, which pissed me off because if you like ARGs, why don't you go to the actual, like, it doesn't seem like GPReeds have the bigger budget, but yet the bigger budget gets more views and get more talk about, but and it was great. It's really great, and I gotta say, GPReeds actually was one of the two YouTubers. I'll get to the other one in the next entry, but the two YouTubers who got me out of my depression, even before Dark Party. And admittedly, I think GPReeds is a pretty good person. And he's a very awesome person. Now, I know a lot of people will say, but he likes, as Saul, he likes that and blah, blah. Well, that's the thing. We all have our opinions. And the thing about, the community is it's so toxic and cult-like that, it's really, unsettling. But GPReed isn't that toxic. In fact, he's very helpful. He makes a lot of good videos that really make you feel good videos. And he does really well with his ARGs, which even rival some of the other ARGs I ever talked about. So yeah, in this entry, shout out to GPReeds for making me happy. And P.S. before we go to the next one, and I know I'm cutting this off, taking a little bit of a detour and cutting this off, but yes, I've been noticing the rest thing, like freaking America without the A, apparently. I'll do a video on that very soon, not now because I'm going to take a break, but possibly this weekend I will do a video on that. But it's getting interesting. I don't know why he's taking out a couple of letters from the word stress, but it seems interesting. But yeah, that's a pretty much good thing. And I want once again quickly thank GPReeds for being one of the two YouTubers who got me out of my depression. So here's the question. Who was the other one who got me out of my depression? Well, that is our next entry.
I think this is going to be a fun new year, and what a way to end this year. Not with a bang, but with a giggle. Let's see what the future holds for us. Okay, princess time and timepiece. Let's start the new year off right. Let's go crazy.
Yep, that's right. Princess Luna Ninjago, or Luna Princess Ninjago, I don't know, I'm just going to call her Luna, that's pretty much anything, was actually also one of the first two YouTubers who got me out of my depression. So it's funny because she seems like they've been doing her channel for a couple of years now, but I just, like this year I ran into her through a Pokemon video because apparently me and her like Pokemon a lot, but she not only got me out of some of my depression points because she was really good with that, but me and her really clicked off in becoming like Facebook friends and all that. Like, one of the major reasons why I do her art is because it's good, and plus also she's such a good friend to me. I just do it back because what the hey, I don't really care. I just actually love her art and love to promote her because her art is very well done. In fact, she rivals my own art because I know my art is trash as hell. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, especially her, but hey, that's how I see my art, but it's gotten better. But not only that, but he's really a good YouTuber. I mean, what makes it even more interesting is she's a YouTuber who definitely shows off that she does have a little bit of emotions. And it's funny because she actually possibly goes through this similar thing I go through, which I know she goes through depression. She even had, like, sometimes went through it so much she had to get off of Facebook, DeviantArt, and even, like, post this one video which she deleted later on, which she said she's getting off of YouTube, which, I want to blame her because I understand how she feels. And I'm glad that she actually cheered me up throughout whenever I was down. And I did the same thing to her because I don't like to see other people kind of down or being pushed around kind of thing. I mean, that's kind of, one of the reasons why, I'm just that person, and she's really been kind to me and to her fans, and, we kind of disagree. We do have our differences, but believe it or not, she's definitely one of the great YouTubers, which really she should deserve more credit because she put her heart and soul into her projects, and it's really, really freaking awesome. I mean, she's releasing games. I mean, I just did a freaking earlier last week, played her freaking awesome Magic Ball game. It's freaking awesome. And now she's making a platformer which looks like awesomeness to the core, and yet it doesn't seem like many people know her. So this is definitely a shout out to her for definitely cheering me up. And again, thank you both to GPReeds and Luna Princess Ninjago for cheering me up. In fact, thanks to her, I'm now finally getting back on track with my DeviantArt. And it's really awesome that I'm finally feeling great again. So thank you both. And let's get on to the second one, this number 2.
Known as spirit charmers in the Japanese are an archetype originally made up of 4 female spellcaster type monsters that each represented one of the 4 elements: water, earth, fire, and wind. However, everything changed when 2 months later, light and dark attributed charmers showed up. What felt like 100 years would pass when suddenly a new product was released, a structure deck named Spirit Charmers. And although this deck's dueling skills are great, it has a lot more that it needs to have added before it's ready to OTK anyone.
Yep, and I even have the deck, or rather not, I just combined it with a different deck. But yeah, the Charmers archetype that came in 2020, and to be fair, and by the way, this isn't the full deck, like I do have it, but I put my magic deck in it, and it's been so far pretty good. Like, I actually have not heard of this archetype before, and I'll send a link down to that video if you want to learn more. But just a quick showcase here too, because I kind of wanted to freaking showcase this. But yeah, pretty much, like, it's a pretty good archetype, and as stated, there's, like, I don't have the other Charmers deck, which unfortunately, when I did the opening, that's kind of unfortunate. Like, let me get out all 4 of the Charmers. No, this is win, but close. Fuck. I know I'm taking a long time. Try shorting out these videos. Maybe this will help, because because apparently the internet is acting up for some reason. I already posted that update quickly. Hopefully today it won't be different, because apparently, internet is, it seemed to be different at least. There we go. Also my favorite. So yeah, I have all 4 Charmers, and admittedly, I only got one of the reasons why I got the deck because I thought these Charmer designs were pretty cool. Like, I hate to say it, even though I'm more of a, I don't know what element I'm truly is, but I do like Ursula's design. It's pretty cute. I don't know, I like design girls with glasses. That's just me. Anyhow, yeah, I got the deck and it's pretty cool, but yeah, the fact that came out was pretty good. And actually there was a ton of other special decks that came out this year. I know this one, number 2, seemed lackluster because admittedly, a bunch of cards coming after I just praised 2 YouTubers were crazy, But you know, this and the other one, and the last one, the major number one thing, which is number one, is the reason why I put those two on the final two lists. Is at least something came out this year. Like, we need to be thankful that at least some stuff came out, because a lot of stuff was delayed due to the pandemic. And, you know, hey, luckily we got this. And now I got my full Spellcaster deck. I may actually do a video if you guys want me to showcase off this, because I don't mind. But still, this is awesome pre-release. But anyways, enough about Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's talk about something that all of you probably guess what number one is. Yep, the Crown Tundra, and pretty much Pokemon DLC. Yep, it was awesome. So yeah, so two things worth pointing out. Yes, I am only just talking about Crown Tundra because the Isle of Armor kind of did suck for me. I mean, it was still good, but, you know, it sucked. Like, it really did suck. Like, but to be fair, both of them were good, but I prefer Crown Tundra better than Isle of Armor. But yeah, DLC for Pokemon. Now, there's multiple reasons why I put this last, other than the fact everyone knows at this point I'm a big, huge Pokemon fan. The fact that, again, this thing finally came out. Like, there was worried at the beginning of the year once this announced, especially during the pandemic, that this thing was not... Sorry, hold on. Like, there has been, like... sorry about that. There's, like, been worried about if it was going to come out due to the pandemic. And it did. And it really was great. I was actually stunned that both came out, because I thought, you know what, the latter was not going to come out until next year, but hey, it did. And, you know, Pokemon has been literally surprising everyone this year, showing that Nintendo was still on its feet. To be fair, Nintendo had a good year this year, no matter what. I mean, they got scot-free lucky with Animal Crossing and all that crap. Like, that's a long story. I mean, the ending, though, many people want to beat the crap out of them because of what happened but that's another story. In fact, I already talked about that in my own video, whatever happened to. But still, like, the Crown Tundra was pretty good. And the second reason why I put it as my favorite thing is because it was well done. It actually somewhat, along with also kind of Isle of Armor, both DLC somewhat saved Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yes, a lot of people were upset and pissed off that you still had to pay money to buy DLC, even though I really don't know why. And admittedly, it is more shorter, but Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra really did save, like, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Because, again, one of the major problems with Sword and Shield, which I couldn't deny, is the fact that apparently it was bare bones. Like, I'm not even going to deny that. It was super bare bones. But Crown Tundra, there's nowhere I can begin. I might even just do a big fat review on that later if you guys want me to. But the long story short, it is filled with the Grim of Lots. It has the Ultra Beast return. Cataract's story did not suck. I thought I was not going to like that new legendary Pokemon, but then when it turns out the leaks were true about the horses and the fact that it actually has a very awesome ice type move that literally KOs if you're not careful with it, it's pretty much a dang awesome. And the character Pony turned out to be a great character too. But the biggest thing that really came out of it, as many of you guys obviously know through my posts, was literally freaking Regidrago. Regidrago is possibly now my major favorite legendary Pokemon. Because it's a freaking cool design, at the same time a little bit of a dumpster fire, but still, it's awesome. Like, it's a freaking, it was supposed to have been originally a dragon, but now it's a freaking, like a walking ball, magic ball with a skull of a dragon on it. That's literally what it's supposed to be, and it's pretty awesome. And it's really great. I love the design. Obviously, it's also representing the dark age, which, you know, black magic and witchcraft, which obviously, you know, I'm a big fan of. Even though I don't do darkness because I don't want to die. That's literally telling yourself to kill yourself, literally. But still, I love this expansion, and it was really great because Nintendo Game Freak really saved their asses with that. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that rudely, but admittedly, they really should have announced this DLC earlier, because if they did, they would have saved themselves from the backlash what that was the main game. But yeah, pretty much. Okay, so yeah, I don't even know what else to say for this video, but I will say this. Like I've been saying all around, I'll say this again. We can make this year better if we just look at the positive. I said this multiple times, but yeah, this year wasn't that bad. I won't say this year was terrible, but I will say it was a little bit annoying. But the good news is, everyone is happy. I'm actually happy. This year this year was terrible. It was a nightmare. But not everything is bad. And I bet a lot of you guys have your own personal things this year that made you happy. So, my point of this video is just try to look at the positive. And maybe that will help be the good advice for coming up with 2021. I don't even know what to say. Like Lunala said, we don't even know what the future holds. But to my opinion, what we need to do is think of positive stuff. And really, I don't know what to even say how to do it. That's on you guys. I look at Pokemon as positive. But yeah, let's all just get through this. It's a rough year. Let's try to be happy without trying to get upset. This has been Foxcat, and Happy New Year's. And also, quick thing, sorry if this video comes out super late, because apparently, once again, the internet's acting up. But again, peace. And damn, there's a train. Fuck. Crazy way to end a video with a freaking train. Actually, will the train come? Hold on a second, I want to see if this train is actually coming. Yeah, here it is. That's actually a good idea. You can finally see the train coming through here during classical music. Oh, that's actually a lucky start. Here it comes. I hear it. Because, yeah, that's where my rail tracks in. So, yeah, I'll just leave it off there, and Happy New Year.